Hello, everyone. Welcome to OP Comics. I'm your host, Konner.
I'm Kaleb.
I'm Jay.
And today we're presenting you quite possibly one of the greatest modern Superman stories written. This was part of the Walmart plan from DC. They had this plan where they're like, where do people buy books? Like, where do people buy stuff? And it's like, Walmart. So they said, let's make books specifically to be sold at Walmart. And they made Batman Universe and this. And Brian Michael Bendis wrote Batman Universe. And it was kind of neat because at the time, Brian Michael Bendis was writing the Superman book. And Tom King was writing the Batman book. So they said, let's switch y'all out and have y'all write the different one. And we got a little peek into what might have been, because let me tell you right now, both their runs are not great on those characters. But these books, when they switch, are great. So if only we could go back in time, switch the writers on the books. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. But anyway, what are y'all's initial impressions of the book?
I think it perfectly tells what Superman is supposed to be. Like, when you think of Superman, this is how you should think of Superman.
Now, Jay, I know you have a differing opinion on this book.
When we first discussed what Superman book was reading, I looked into it and I just didn't think it lived up to the hype. But not like Superman was portrayed bad in this book, or he was a bad character. But it's like, I don't like the way it was displayed. I guess you could say that it wasn't all that great to me. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But I mean, it was still a good read, and I still liked a lot in the comic book.
But it has its faults.
Yeah, it has some faults.
Now, I will admit that nothing's perfect.
I mean,
I can agree with you on that.
Well, if you're new to the show, you'll see. We'll go through the book page by page together, and we're going to analyze it and give y'all our first time reading opinions of the book. So, determine for yourselves.
Now, starting off, I am a little biased because I just love Superman.
I also really like Superman a lot. He's not my favorite, but I like him a lot.
When it comes down to DC characters, I do love Superman.
Is he your favorite DC character?
I mean, he's up there for sure. Like, top 3.
Yeah, he's pretty great. I love Superman. He's the first superhero. He's where it all started. And you got to give him respect for that. So, to get into the book, let's just get into the book. The book opens up with Superman fighting a giant robot, and Batman calls him saying, "Clark, I need you." And he describes that there was this home invasion in Gotham, and there were 4 foster kids there. 2 of the girls died. One's missing, and one's been found shot, but she's alive in the hospital. And Superman's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." And Batman's like, "Go talk to the girl in the hospital. You're going to want to talk to her." And he goes, and the little girl describes the home invaders.
I think on that was kind of cool, because it's like, I kind of feel like on that one, Batman could have talked to the girl, but it feels like Superman is more kid friendly.
Yeah,
like it would be easier for the girl to open up to Superman, since Batman represents kind of fear.
I also love how they did Batman. Oh, I'm sorry.
I know they did.
I love how they did like Batman's costume in this comic. It has like the cape seems alive.
Yeah, the art's great. Andy Kubert is a fantastic artist.
Yeah, show them the art. It looks good. If y'all can see that. I mean, that's really good.
So, Superman goes to talk to this girl, and she describes her and Alice, the missing girl, were hiding from the loud noises. And the little girl says she had a Superman toy, but Alice always takes it because Superman's her favorite.
Yeah.
Which is part of also why Batman sent him to talk to her, because he knows Superman is special to this girl that's missing.
And what kid don't talk to their superhero? So.
Right. So they hid, and then she describes what this man in a spacesuit showed up, and he was the one there killing them. And he reached and shot her, stole Alice, and left. And Superman goes, "Oh, where'd he go?" And she points up in the sky, name of the book. You'll get that a few times in this book where he references the title. It's cute.
I think you like that for books and movies.
I do. I have a special. It's a guilty pleasure of mine when someone references their title. It is a guilty pleasure. So we cut to Clark at the Daily Planet. He's talking to Perry White with Lois and wanting to report on this missing girl. And Perry's funny because he's like, I see. A murder in, what city was that you said? And he's like, Gotham. Right, Gotham. We are a metropolis newspaper, and we don't have time to report on one of the 31 murders that took place in Gotham today.
They're kind of like, that's not in the news, but it's so like, they're done.
Murder happens in Gotham. Breaking news. Yeah. No.
What's new?
Hey, breaking news. A person got shot in Gotham. Oh, well, okay. We knew that, but yeah, which time?
So that didn't work. And so he goes to talk to Green Lantern about it because he knows the little girl's in space. Who do you talk to? The space cop himself, Green Lantern. And they're fighting a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Just something cool for them to do. And Green Lantern says, we followed his radiation trail, but it went cold. He probably caught a Zeta beam. Zeta beam is from a character called Adam Strange. We'll do an Adam Strange book one of these days. Also written by Tom King. We'll do an Adam Strange book, and we'll see how y'all feel about that one.
I love how they're casually just talking to each other while fighting a threat, like...
I mean, they've been in the team for so long.
Look at that, it's a dinosaur. Oh, anyways.
Yeah, and Green Lantern and him, they're talking like you said, and he says the Zeta beam, they called the Ranians. The Ranians are the people who control the Zeta beams. And he said they clammed up, though. They wouldn't talk to us. He's like, I did APB out. The whole Corps has a picture of her. As they see her, they'll save her. But
in case y'all didn't know, the Corps is massive.
Yeah, it's massive. It spreads across the whole galaxy. But, like Hal says, it's a big universe out there. We can't cover it all. I have no guarantees that we're going to find the girl.
Especially in the fast amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
And Superman is faced with this crisis of sorts on what he should do. And he goes, what am I supposed to do? And he's talking to Batman. And Batman's like, you do what I do. Like, you do the detective work that I do here, but you do it up there in space. And you find this girl. And he's like, it's not that easy. That's going to take weeks, months. And I have responsibilities here on Earth. And he goes, yeah, so do I, which is why I'm staying. But there's a difference between you and me.
You're you.
We're who we are, and you're Superman, is the line.
Yeah. But I feel like that's a common battle, in internal conflict superheroes go through. Like, one life versus other life. Like,
Yeah.
just even though she's a missing girl in space,
That's one girl compared to
people
an
here-
entire planet of people.
yeah, like, do I abandon the planet to save a girl, or do I abandon the girl to keep saving the planet?
And we see that he has lots of stuff to do. Like he stops an asteroid, he freezes a tsunami, fights atomic skull, saves a crashing plane.
There's
But
always something going on.
I feel like him leaving the Earth really won't be that big of a problem. Well, you have the entire Justice League looking over the Earth. Kind
well,
of.
it takes a whole Justice League to replace Superman.
But but
that's the thing.
But the thing is, like, it's not like he's leaving it defenseless. Like,
but
there's a lot of stuff that he can do and easily stop, like the tsunami. Who else is stopping the whole fucking tsunami? Or who's catching the airplanes out the air? And, like, stuff like that. But you got people, we got Wonder Woman, Batman, who's on top of everything. You got Green Lantern, who's down there.
Yeah, if anywhere's going to be safe, it's going to be Earth.
Yeah,
we got plenty of superheroes.
Yeah, so, like, I think he could take a couple months.
Well, I guess he's just worried.
But it's the same thing. It's like Batman said, they're them and he's Superman.
Yeah.
He has to save everybody.
Yeah.
He feels that on his shoulders. He feels the weight of his name on his shoulders.
Superman is Superman.
It's a big name.
The man that can do anything.
So he talks to his father, Pa Kent, and he's like, there's nothing to be done. They need me here. And Pa Kent's like, yeah, I guess they do. And he's like, you know what could happen. Like, everything could fall one day, and I just can't go flying after one little girl. And he's like, no, I guess you can't. And he's like, the whole Corps is looking after her. They'll do more, you know.
He's trying to talk himself.
And Connor's like, yeah, I guess they will. Unless they don't, that is. And then that little girl's going to be all by herself.
Hoping somebody to come for her.
Hoping someone's going to come. She's a child. She's not like an adult who knows.
She has childlike faith. She kind of like believes, oh yeah, everything will work out for me. Superman
will save me.
Man, if he never comes, he'll let that one girl down who honestly need him more than anybody else do at the moment.
Right. And Kent says that to him. And then Clark gets a call from Bruce, and Bruce says, I just got word the girl in the hospital, she didn't make it. She passed away.
I would have. Oh my God.
That's terrible.
So Superman makes up his mind he's going to get the girl. So he goes to tell Lois that he's leaving. And she doesn't take it too well, but she doesn't try and stop him or anything.
She understands that you're Superman. Like, I am with Superman.
And I love the joke she makes. She's like, I'll try not to fall off a building while you're away.
Yeah.
Like, please
and
don't.
he's like, I appreciate that. She's like, I can't promise, though.
Yeah, she goes, as a favor, while you're gone, I'll try not to fall off any buildings. So he goes, appreciate that.
Because it always seems like she's falling from something.
She's always getting in trouble. She's ace reporter Lois Lane. She's trying to get the next Pulitzer. But you gotta respect it. You gotta respect it.
That's what caught Superman's eye. The hustle is what made them meet.
Yeah, we'll do John Byrne's Superman and see them meet. We'll do it. That book.
That helicopter scene. Is it the helicopter scene?
No.
Oh. Well.
Good.
I thought it was she fell out of a helicopter and he catches her.
John Byrne's Superman is weird because he when he describes Lois Lane, has Superman describe Lois Lane for the first time, he goes, she's not the most attractive woman I've ever seen, but I'm completely obsessed with her for some reason. Like, there's something about her that draws me in.
There's always been that one girl, you know, anything.
Lois Lane has always been, I thought she's always been portrayed as very pretty.
Yeah, and Superman's like, I've seen prettier. Look, I banged a mermaid once.
That's true. He's banged a mermaid.
Hey, he got that super red.
And so, anyway, Superman goes to the park and he flies up to space, and we get another reference to the title. He says, hey, Superman, where are you going? And he flies up in the sky. So Superman goes to Ron, like we were saying about the Zeta Beam. And the Ronian is saying, well, I told the Green Lantern guy we get lots of Zeta beams here. And it's not as simple as telling you where the Zeta beam is. It's not that simple.
And just so much data on Zeta beams. Like,
there's so much that goes into it. And we're not the only people who do Zeta beams. Zeta beams are everywhere across the universe. We can't keep catalog of every single one.
Yeah, it's impossible.
He's like, but I did try and look into it. I had a computer, looking Computo 3, sort through all we got from the one beam. And he talks about a Computo 1 is used to build stars. So a Computo 3, that's quite the computation power.
Yeah.
And he says, when it tried to read the data, it self-destructed. And it erased all of itself except for one line saying, I can't. So the machine killed itself, basically, because it couldn't handle the code.
That's crazy. A machine that can build stars can't handle data. That's kind of... Yeah, that's a lot. That's saying something.
And Superman's like, I don't have time for this. So he's like, strap me up to the machine. I'll sort through the data myself. And the guy goes,
yeah, you're crazy.
It's like you didn't hear what I just said.
Yeah, like, bro, like, I'm speaking like...
A supercomputer on steroids killed itself.
He's like, you are going to die. Like, I'm doing this because you asked me to, but you are so dead. Like,
you're dead.
It's a certainty. Like, I'm not joking with you. You are going to die.
I'm murdering you right now.
And Superman goes, sir, the girl was taken. She's waiting on me. I don't know how long she can wait. Please push the button. The guy goes, all right, goodbye, Superman.
Yeah, all right, man, that's what you wanted.
And then we cut to this sequence of events. We see a little boy
jumping off a building
with a cape on his thing, pretending to be Superman. He jumps off the roof of his house and hospitalizes himself.
That kid got some guts. I never even thought about jumping off a house.
And Superman hears about it, and this makes Superman...
He got kind of pissed off.
Want to quit. It makes him want to quit being Superman. And so he goes to quit. He talks to Wonder Woman about it, and she's like, you're quitting? And he's like, I don't have a choice.
People are hurting themselves because I'm Superman.
And she's like, with the way you inspire people, that's going to happen.
Yeah. It's like what do you expect? Like,
yeah.
You give nearly everybody hope. That's kind of your thing.
And then we cut to him talking to the hologram of his father, Jor-El. And we see Superman has not been Superman for 10 years.
That's crazy.
And he says, all the people you could have saved if you be Superman.
Yeah, like you're causing way more harm not being a hero.
And he's like, if you help them, they die. If you don't help them, they die.
I feel like that's what a lot of superheroes go through. They feel that, like, a lot of times, especially when they don't see a way out, they feel like them not being a superhero would just benefit everybody. But when they're not being a superhero, they nearly...
I feel like
double the people they don't save. Like,
I feel like that's a common crisis.
But I get it. Like, you can't
does it matter? Like, is it really gonna matter in the end what I do? Because next week it'll just happen again.
Yeah.
Like for Batman, like every time Joker is breathing, like people die. No, and that's the thing. In one comic, he says if Joker's out, people are going to die, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, Joker's he's a mean guy. So, Superman, he's going through this thing, and it's like a representation of, like, the computer, how it died. Like, he's sorting through all the data, and the data says you need to give up. You need to just die and give up, because you can't do this. You go mad and you will die. So he's here, he's going to jump off the roof like he's going to die. But then the little girl shows up and says, sir, are you going to jump? Alice, the little girl who's missing. And he goes, yes. And she goes, me too, but when I do, will you save me? And he says, I don't know if I can. And she says, oh, that's good. I thought you were going to say you can't.
They're basically saying, why don't you try? Just try to do the best you can.
That's the thing about Superman is, like, he's not infallible.
Yeah.
He can't save everyone, but that doesn't mean he's not going to try.
Yeah. They're kind of like that's like the one thing superheroes got to just keep on repeat in their hand. That head, like, I ain't going to save every life, but the ones I do save, I got to make it count.
Exactly.
And we see him talking to Alice on the park bench, and she says where they were. She's like, we were on the way to the Bodes galaxy. And
this is him tracking the Zeta Beam. So.
Yes, this is him processing the information of the Zeta Beam, so it's all coming to him through representations of what he can understand.
Yeah. He's obtaining information the way he knows.
Yeah, he's sorting through it. His brain is sorting through it in a way he can comprehend.
I do like how they did that. I would say that. I think that was kind of good.
I think it's crazy how he can sort through all that information from what a computer on steroids could not.
He's Superman.
He is Superman.
Yes, he is Superman. And he's Superman, folks. Comment that below. He's Superman.
He's Superman.
And so Superman asks the girl's name, and she says Alice, and he wakes up. And he tells Orion, the Zeta Beam, it went to the Bodes galaxy. And the guy's like, you should be dead.
Yeah,
like, this is impossible.
Like,
what you've just done.
Well, guess what? I'm Superman.
You're him.
I am me.
He's like, how'd you do it? And he said, just luck.
Yeah, I like it. Kind of like he didn't brag, talk crap. He just look, man. I was just.
He said, if I was like anyone else, and I would have died, but I can't die because a little girl is counting on me.
He can't. He ain't got time to die.
I don't have time to die. Someone's waiting on me. And then we got to his next. This is Superman. Superman goes through like a lot of trials in this.
Yeah.
And it's just him overcoming these trials and proving that he never gives up. Like, he is Superman. He will always save the day and strive his best to save the day. So we cut to him having a boxing match with this Maito character. And this is a reference to, in the Golden Age, there was a family that lived next to the Kents who were aliens. And they died, and Ma and Pa Kent raised their son before they had Clark. So Superman had a stepbrother named Maito in the Golden Age. And this is a reference to him.
Neat.
So,
honestly, I didn't expect to see Superman in boxing gloves. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. This might be an homage to the Superman versus Muhammad Ali comic.
What he got his ass whooped.
Where he loses to Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali is out of Versal now.
He's
him.
He's him.
He's him.
And we see Maito is a mercenary who's been hired by the guy who kidnapped the girl to slow Superman down. And he knows that if he fights Superman, he'll lose. But if he challenges him to something where he can't use all his extra powers, like he only has to rely on his strength and endurance, he thinks he can beat him. So he challenges to a boxing match, and Superman, I guess, is because he's such a gentleman, agrees. He's like, I'll fight you however you want. Basically, the deal is, if Superman wins, he gets to find out where the girl is. Mm-hmm. If the guy wins, Superman has to stop and go home. Which I think we all know he's not going to do.
He would probably keep his word.
Yeah, if he gave up and lost, then yeah, he'd go home.
Because he's Superman.
So they start this boxing match, and Superman and him are trading blows.
Yeah, they were throwing them.
They're messing each other up, but Superman's getting his ass whooped more.
Yeah, Superman getting...
Which, I guess he's not using his.
If someone is as strong as Superman, which this guy apparently is, and he's as tough as Superman, Superman doesn't know how to box.
Yeah,
he's not a boxer.
Yeah, he's not really like no martial art. Like, he's not a Batman.
He's a brawler.
He's not nice with the hands. It's just that when he has all his powers and abilities,
he doesn't need to be.
He can overwhelm people. You don't have to know how to fight.
But you would think after like fighting things for years and years, you would have thought he would have picked up on some stuff.
Well, I mean, he didn't have to though. That's the thing. Like, he didn't really have to retain that information on a daily basis. Like Batman,
when he was
human,
when he was fighting Mongol on Warworld, you would think he'd get some fighting skills during that time, where he was just thrown in the pits.
He probably retained them a little bit, but it's still not like.
I mean, he's a brawler, not really a fighter.
Yeah, he's not.
Like, he can throw a punch, but he's not exactly what I'd call a martial artist.
Farthest from it.
Yeah, he's not a martial artist, which is why Mido's kind of whooping his ass. And Mido tells him, he's like, look, I know your limits and I know mine. You're going to tap first. It's just the way it is. So why don't you just stay down now and save yourself some pain.
Dude feeling cocky.
And Superman punches him in response to that. And Superman has these like little coaches. They're like alien coaches that are trying to hype him up.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
He's like, "What are you doing? Dancing? This ain't prom. He ain't your girl."
that old bosser lingo.
Aliens have prom, guys.
Apparently.
I didn't go to mine because of COVID.
Yeah,
we missed our prom. Because of COVID, guys.
I got to go to mine.
Say RIP prom. RIP 2020. Comment that.
And they're talking to him. He's like, hey, man, this is a nobody. Mido. Who's Mido? What's your name, dude? You're Superman. You got this.
Yeah, like, bro, you're Superman. I kind of like how everybody's telling him, like, bro, you're Superman.
Bro, you're Superman.
It's like,
everyone tells him that.
Yeah, like, bro, you're Superman. Like,
but that's also the thing he's dealing with, though. Like, that's also a part of.
That's a lot. Imagine everyone expects that out of you.
He represents he's nearly like.
They expect you to mop the floor with this guy because you're Superman.
Like, really, why it's so heavy though, because he's the one superhero who actually like embodies hope, like what hope's supposed to be.
He is the superhero.
Yeah, so like that weight on his shoulders. Everybody across the universe knows Superman. Like that should say something. Everybody across the universe, like, bro, you're Superman. Like,
yeah, when they see that S on the chest, they're like, oh, we know who that is. That's Superman.
But he's still getting butt whooped.
Yeah, he gets.
I personally enjoyed it because Superman is not my favorite character.
I love Superman, but I have to admit he gets his ass whooped in this fight. Golly.
He does. Mido beats on him. He's like, look, there are limits. You have a limit. You've reached it. It's over.
Evidently not.
Stay down. And Superman just keeps getting back up. Keeps getting back up.
Showing that heart.
And he just still gets his ass beat.
Laid out. Like he's going through it. I'm not going to lie. This is the worst beatdown I've probably seen Superman goes through.
He swelled up. The art's great. It really shows how beat on he is. But my nose gets pretty beat on too. He's got like an eyeball hanging out,
which is crazy.
I mean, I would expect nothing less than
it's a
Superman punching you in the face.
He's got teeth flying out.
Hey, I mean, Superman throwing him though. I mean, they both kind of giving each other.
I'm just impressed that this Mido guy is strong enough to compete.
Yeah. And his coaches are like,
"Are you done?
Like, we need to throw in the towel or something because you're gonna die in there."
It just look kind of rough, man.
And Superman goes, "Did I find that girl? I take her home?" And he goes, "No, I guess you didn't." And he says, "I'm not done.
I'm gonna keep getting my ass whooped."
And Mito just keeps punching him, but he just won't go down. And he goes, "There are limits." And Superman goes, "Are there?"
Do I have limits? I'm Superman.
And he goes, "No, I don't understand. You should fall. Like, I know how strong you are. You should stay down." And he goes, "If you think I'd stay down, you don't know anything about me at all."
Yeah. I can go all day.
And Mito just takes to his knees. And he goes, the ref's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I ain't quitting. I'm beat. He's not going down. And eventually I will. All I'm doing is skipping some pain. Start the damn count. He realized he's just not going to beat Superman.
Yeah, I can't beat Superman.
Probably feels so starting to get gassed out over here, throwing everything you can at Superman. Superman throwing
and he's
everything
just
he's like, "Look, I'm about to."
No,
I keep going to do
the
it.
thing is, Superman's punch hasn't worn down at all, though. I mean, look at Mito.
Their gloves are all torn and stuff.
That's good.
You hit as hard as they do. I'm sure it's rough.
And then we cut to. I don't know if that he's just so beat up from this fight, or he's injured in another adventure we don't see.
Yeah, that's one of the things I didn't like, how that transition they kind of just nipped it to the imagination, I guess.
I think it's from another adventure. I don't think it's from this.
Yeah.
But Superman's floating through space, hurt, and a spaceship picks him up, and the guy tries to heal him, and he can't heal him all the way because he's got like a real bad wound. And we figure out that these aliens, they can heal you, but it comes at the cost of themselves.
That's tough.
Reminds me of Paul.
And apparently through the healing process, he sees all of Superman's memories, and he sees all the good Superman has done. And he goes home to his wife and kids, the alien does, and he's like, he just can't get over every single good deed that Superman has done.
It kind of, I don't know, I think kind of funny how like superheroes do that. Like, they don't really acknowledge all the good they do. They only focus only on their failures.
Yeah.
They don't actually just...
They're all perfectionists.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, it comes with the territory, but everybody, even other superheroes who go through the same thing, but there are other superheroes, all the good they do, but they don't ever look at themselves. Like Superman to tell Batman, "Man, you do a lot of good," and Batman to tell Superman, "Man, you doing a lot of good." It kind of like goes back and forth with all the superheroes, lift each other up, but they don't do it to themselves. I think it's kind of funny. This is kind of like a trend they do.
Yeah, they just can't. Well, all that matters to them is the bad.
Yeah. Like, I get it though, so no.
Yeah. So the alien goes to him, and he's talking to his wife. He's like, "I've seen his memories," and she goes, "So what?" And he goes, "He's a good man. He's saved billions."
And that's not a small number. That's a lot of people.
He saved us. He saved you, me, and our kids. He saved all of us multiple times. We don't even know. He saved the galaxy, the universe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So people are going to need him. He has to survive.
Yeah. I think that was kind of dope with him to sacrifice himself like that. Like, hey, Superman, he needs to live for everybody. Like,
yeah, and that's what happens is the alien eventually sacrifices his own life to save Superman.
Y'all think y'all could have done that for Superman?
I would hope I'd have.
I'd hope I'd have the strength of character to do
the moral character to know, like, Superman's more valuable to Earth than I am.
Yeah,
he's more valuable to the multiverse than I am.
I don't know if I could do it if I had a family though.
Yeah,
it'd be hard.
It's rough. I mean, the guy struggles with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have a family. I could
Superman will keep them safer than you ever could.
Yeah, that's basically
true. That, but like that time you spend with them too. You know, that's tough. Respect them.
And so when Superman wakes up, the wife's crying and the kids are. And he's like, he asked me to give y'all a message before he died. And the message is, all can be lost, but none are alone. I'm sorry. And he hugs them.
I think kind of cool how Superman can speak all these languages.
Yeah.
Cause, I mean, even though we're reading it in English, he's low key to speaking all these different languages to all these different alien species and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
That's right. That's dope.
And then we cut to the segment of Lex Luthor holding Lois Lane at gunpoint. He's asking her to beg, and she's like, I'm not going to beg. And he goes, you stupid woman, beg. He's not coming to save you, beg. And she's like, no. And he shoots her. And she's dead. And we see it's Superman is just thinking about this. Because his next trial...
I was heated. I was heated. I was like, nah, Superman, you ain't got your girl out like that, man. That was crazy.
His next trial is his most strenuous. He waits in line at the DMV.
We've all been through it.
Something all of us know. The trials of that. Superman
it can be rough.
Is struggling. And while he's sitting there, he just imagines all these possible ways Lois Lane can die. She dies in a plane crash. Dies to the Joker.
Injustice.
And he tries, and we see what he's trying to do. He's talking to this receptionist, alien lady. And she's not having it. He's like, I've already been to the one window. They said you spelled my name wrong. It's spelled with an E. And that was 4 hours ago. And she's just like, name. And he goes, Superman with an E.
Superman getting a little attitude. He's like, oh, Superman. Y'all ain't gonna be look now.
And the alien is the Dominator sitting next to him. He's like, hey, how'd that go? And he goes, one more hour, I swear. Ma, Pa, truth, justice, the American way, I don't care. I'm going to go out that door, take this whole damn planet, and throw it in the blackest hole.
Yeah, the fact that he can do that, that's kind of
yeah. No, I don't think this alien knows that the guy he's sitting next to can do that. Like, he fully needs that.
The alien's just like, yeah.
Yeah, me too. No, buddy, I can actually do it.
And he's just stressing. He's trying to make a phone call to Lois Lane. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Check on her, but
yeah. And he's talking to the alien guy, and he's like, "Man, anything could have happened. It could have got lost in a hole in space, wormhole.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been bumped into different planets. Like, you have no idea what could have happened. She could have never got the message in the first place."
Yeah. He's saying, like, bro, you know where we at, bro? And like, we kind of far.
And he sees Lois. She died by a truck, Zod, shark attack, robot, burned at the stake, eaten by a monster.
I ain't doubt about no shark because they ain't going to the ocean. It couldn't be me.
The ocean is terrifying.
You wouldn't be Aquaman?
No. Couldn't do it.
Get some drugs.
Couldn't do it.
Some abs and just go out there, Jay.
No. I'm black. I don't swim. Ocean ain't for me.
There's Black Manta.
You right.
That's true.
Yeah.
He swims.
He swims good.
He does swim very good.
I mean, you got if you fight Aquaman, you kind of got to know how to do the best.
What if you were one of Aquaman's villains and you didn't know how to swim?
Tough luck.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be an Aquaman villain then.
Like on the beach, Aquaman, come and face me.
And Superman eventually makes his call to Lois and connects. It's like, it's nice to hear your voice. And she's like, hurry up, find the girl. it's hard waiting on you, so it's just making him miserable. Thanks, Lois.
I don't know. Being that person also waiting on, knowing that your man's going through it out there.
Yeah, but
even though he don't need that at that he didn't
need that.
He didn't need that. I understand, but that was you must say, hey, come on home, I hope you find it, some words of encouragement. Nah, dang man, you here to get home, bro. It's getting hard for me. He's flying through space looking for a girl who may or may not be alive.
Yeah, and it sucks even more because as he's talking to Lois, she has something going on in the background. She hangs up before he can say he misses her.
Tough.
Yeah, he went through all that just to get hung up on guys. Women ain't. Well, I love women.
I am Tim McKay.
My woman.
And then we have his next adventure where he has been time traveled back to World War II.
See, that's like why? Why?
Yeah, I'm really confused.
That did not need to be put in the
happened,
book. Like that had.
It's not explained.
Yeah, that's where my.
It's comic. Let's roll with it.
That's where I started deducting points off. Like all the randomness. It's like
it's a comic, Jay. It's a comic.
So it's crazy.
And he goes back to Sergeant Rock and his soldiers, Easy Company, and he has no memories. Superman doesn't. So Sergeant Rock gets him out of the firing zone.
That's kind of dangerous. A Superman without memory issue, like
the only thing he can remember is that he's from Kansas, and so that's what Sergeant Rock calls him. He's like, "All right, Kansas, let's go." Yeah. He gets him a military outfit. He's like wearing glasses and stuff because he doesn't remember. He thinks he's Clark Kent, basically. He doesn't remember he has superpowers even.
That sucks.
And they're getting bombarded by German artillery.
This dude is Jack.
Sergeant Rock's a badass, and he talks about. He's saying if there's a grenade that shows up, you got to throw it back. Yeah. I've seen people die from it. You're gonna get blown up with your back turned. You're not gonna outrun it. You can't outrun the grenade. You have to throw it back. And Sergeant Rock is talking to him and tries to give him a gun, and he refuses the gun.
I'm not refusing no gun. That's crazy.
He goes, I don't want the gun. I don't know why. It's just not who I am. But I also know that I'm going with you over the line because that's also who I am. I can feel that.
Yeah, kind of like he's on autopilot, kind of like.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it because that's what I do.
So they run over the line. They're getting shot at. It's all going to hell. It doesn't look like they're going to make it. And then a grenade is thrown. Superman sees it, tries to pick it up and throw it. He doesn't do it in time. It explodes in his hand. But something about the explosion must have jogged his memory because suddenly he realizes, oh, I'm Superman.
Oh, yeah, I'm Superman. This didn't hurt. Like, y'all know who I am?
And so he shreds his clothes and he just gets up and just takes all the bullets like it's nothing. And helps them beat the Germans. And what happens is once he beats the Germans, he talks about how he's gonna go home, like he has to go home. Sergeant Rock's like, are you gonna stay or? Like, we could really use you.
I mean, yeah, if you see somebody just taking bullets, grenades, and like, don't go. Don't go.
Please don't go.
So now, in American history, we know Superman was involved in one battle.
I need to report that to the school.
Germans versus Superman.
Then we cut to a flashback story of him racing the Flash for charity.
They're
racing like 8 times around the planet. And Flash is the favorite to win. Superman's the underdog, obviously, because Flash is the fastest man alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of in their names. The person who got whose superpower is running fast.
Didn't it say somewhere that Superman's the fastest being without the Speed Force?
I think so.
Like,
I've heard that.
He's one of the fastest people without a Speed Force.
Imagine him with the Speed Force.
Huh?
Imagine Superman with the Speed Force.
He'd be unstoppable, which he already is because he's Superman.
Yeah.
You got the speed, now the brawn.
And this charity race happening, and we see Superman is starting to lose to the Flash, and that's when Lex Luthor decides to make a bet. And that bet is, I will match all the charity donations that are made myself if Superman wins.
See, that's a FU money. Like, I'm like, man, you know what?
Well, he doesn't think Superman's going to win.
I mean, still though, to even think of doing a bet like that, like, man, to be a billionaire must be nice.
Just be able to throw away $1 billion.
Yeah, just, I match y'all by myself.
And since Superman's super hearing, he hears Lex Luthor say this, so he knows he has to win.
You think a lot of villains forget that Superman got like super hearing and stuff? I think that's how he catch a lot of people slipping.
Yeah. He has super hearing, he has super eyes.
Yeah, like I think a lot of people forget about that.
He can smell like from across the planet.
Yeah, he's got super senses. But eventually what happens is he finds the gumption to win and he beats the Flash. Just showing he can do anything.
I hate that. He shouldn't beat the Flash. But it's a charity run. Flash did mention that. Which would be retconned by Jeff Johns when Superman says, "Hey, we've raced before. Right, I beat you a couple of
times." He's like, "Those are for charity."
Come on.
And then,
right.
Boom.
And then I completely dusted him. It was dope.
We have that book.
No, we would do that then.
We will do that book. Then we cut to, there's a lot of trials, folks. He's on his way to save the girl.
Superman in the 7 trials.
And Superman is hit by this magic lightning, I suppose. It separates his human half from his Kryptonian half. Or his Clark Kent side from the Superman side.
Separates consciousness.
Yeah. And the Superman side is like, well, I'm Superman. I got to help the most people. Logically speaking, to help the most people, I got to let this little girl die because I'm being held up.
Yeah.
While other people are dying.
I don't know. That's just a tough decision. Either way you think about it, though. Save the girl, versus not saving her. Either way, you lose. It's not really like a win-win.
Yeah, but this Superman's like very calculating.
He has no emotion. He's like an emotionless Superman. And the Superman's like, to the Clark Kent half, he's like, well, I'm leaving. I'll have the Green Lantern Corps come pick you up.
Yeah.
And Clark Kent's like, what about Alice? What about the girl? And he's like, what about the girl? And he goes, okay, you leave. I'm going to get her. I'm not stopping.
Which is crazy because he's just a depowered.
And then he's like, there's nothing you can do. You can't do anything.
Right. And he wakes up the next day and Superman's still there. And he's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I can't save the girl. It's like it bothered the Superman half that this guy's willing to do this and he's not
able to do it. Like,
right.
You know you can't do that, right? Like, you're stupid.
And he's like, I can't save this girl. He's trying to reason with it Clark Kent have, and Clark Kent's like, awesome, go. I'm gonna save her though.
Do it. Kind of when you argue with little brothers, like, you can't do it. I'm still gonna do it.
Yep. And he's like, you can't fly, so you're not going anywhere.
Like, you go to space, you're dead. Like,
you can't get even into space, so you're screwed. I don't know what you think you're doing. And he goes, I'll find a way. I have to try.
Yeah.
And the Kryptonian have eventually it's worn down by the Clark Kent have, and they grabs the Clark Kent have. They fly back up to get hit with the lightning again. I guess that recombines them.
Yeah.
Then his next trial,
Big Daddy Darkseid,
is he's talking to Darkseid. And Darkseid apparently knows where the little girl is.
of course.
For some reason.
I mean, it is Darkseid. I mean,
And Darkseid is a douchebag, so he offers Clark a deal. I'll tell you where the girl is if you kill one innocent life. If you kill one innocent being, I'll tell you where the girl is. Superman agrees. And he finds someone who's literally praying for someone to show up and kill him.
like, man, hey man, oh, you want to die? Thank you. I can do this.
He's asking for an angel to be sent down to kill him. Because he has basically Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
This alien does. And he doesn't want to die like that. He wants to die with his mind intact.
Yeah.
And he goes on his deathbed for Superman to kill him. And he goes, before you kill me, can you tell me a story? And Superman tells him the story of everything he's done so far to get to the little girl. And we see him and the alien talking, and he's like, please, Superman, please kill me. He's like, I can't, but I gave my word that I would. And we don't see what he does. We just see him go back to Darkseid, and he says, it's done. And Darkseid goes, you're lying. Like, you're just lying. You didn't kill anybody.
Like, we done this before. I know who you are. Like, you ain't gonna kill nobody.
And Superman goes, well, either way you win, because if I'm lying, then I broke my vow, and if I killed him, I broke my vow. Either way you win. Yeah. So tell me where the girl is. Darkseid's like, that's good enough, I guess. I'll tell you where she is.
That's a win for me.
I'm razzing you.
Was I the only one hoping to see a fight between the two in this book?
Between him and Darkseid?
Yeah. I don't know why I just want to see so much.
I mean, that would have been cool.
It's just so entertaining.
Darkseid versus Superman, the two big gladiators. But nope, didn't get it.
Then we get to see Superman's perfect day. He wakes up after banging Lois. It's calm in the morning.
Think about that, guys.
He gets dressed, not quickly. He just slowly gets dressed because he's not in a rush. He doesn't have to be.
Yeah, he don't have. He ain't got to just zip up out there.
There's a trial. He's testifying to put Lex Luthor away for the rest of his life. He's gone for good.
I'm over Superman got the Hancock problem. The super sperm.
The what?
The super sperm.
Super sperm?
The bullets.
Yeah, you know, like Hancock when he.
Oh, he comes through Lois. Obviously, he doesn't have that problem.
I mean, I don't. He could. It's.
How do you know?
It had to be a concern. It had to be a concern at first.
He must have the fastest pull-out.
Kind of like how Amber had that concern with Mark. Like, do you got super sperm and tear my insides up?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't invincible. I mean, so
yeah, it was.
I wonder if that was a concern between them two. I know he don't have it because she's alive, but I wonder if that was a concern.
In some books, it is because there's a book where they say for John Kent to be born, they had to get Lois to like a red sun ray emitter so that the baby didn't just like tear through her.
That's crazy.
I mean,
they don't have like a red sun radiation bracelet.
I I didn't think about
If you've ever read The Boys comic,
I didn't read the Boys comic. I watched the show.
It's terrible.
yes, but the one thing that was interesting was the Homelander baby, like literally tearing through its mother.
Yeah, in the comic book, Homelander impregnates Billy Butcher's wife after
Is that how she does?
taking advantage of her, and the baby rips through her and kills
The
her.
fetus.
Okay.
That's why
rips
Billy
through
Butcher's
her.
obsessed with killing Homelander.
Okay, so see in the
In the show, it's different.
in the show, Billy wasn't dead because he. Has
No, the show's
SAD.
so much better. They've improved a whole lot.
But she still ended up dying because the son accidentally
Right.
hit her with the heat vision. Huh? See, no, not something to
I would have just like missed her, because I would have just been skilled.
Superman, he still it's a perfect day. He puts Lex Luthor away for good. He goes on patrol, but nothing's happening. He gets bored. He goes to work, and he just gets to have a fun day at work where he just gets to do his job. And no one's pulling him away. There's no...
Sure, work is just so hectic for that man.
Yeah, and he has lunch with his two best friends, Batman and Wonder Woman. I love this image of him eating the sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
He's just tearing into that sandwich, dude. And he's holding his cup with his boot.
Yeah, he just placed it on his boot.
I wonder how it feels to eat while flying. I bet that's
And I
such
never
a vibe.
thought I'd see Batman drinking out of one of those McDonald cups.
Drinking a soda.
It's a perfect day. Batman's
It's
happy.
probably a water because
Yeah,
Batman
it's
doesn't
Batman.
drink soda.
No, this is his one cheat day. His like
Yeah, he has a cheat day.
a cheat minute. A cheat minute.
Wonder Woman and Superman can eat whatever they want. 'cause
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
just-
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman is powering down something. I don't know what.
What it is made me kind of hungry now.
it's like a sandwich. It's like a burger. Planet Burger.
Bro, her mouth is full. That's
Hey,
all
it's
I'm
a
saying.
good day. A good day.
It is
You
a
got
good
food with friends.
Yep. And we see that he's turned Brainiac into an amusement park ride.
Dang, that was
A
funny.
scourge
And
of galaxies.
Him and Lois go to the moon and watch the Earth rotate as a date. It's just a perfect
Hey,
day.
that's a flex. Hey, if I get, hey girl, we going to date? Yeah, bet. Watch the Earth spin.
And he goes to bed, and basically, it's the bad guy is telling him that all this can be his if he
Yeah.
gives up.
Just go home and you will have the perfect day. I guarantee it. But Batman Spider-Man Superman is
Wrong one.
yeah, no, Superman that's not. I can't do that. I have to save her. The perfect day.
He's Superman.
He ain't gonna save her.
My Perfect Life, I'll turn that down, which is a reference to a fantastic Superman story called What Do You Get for the Man Who Has Everything? Written by Alan Moore.
Yeah.
That's the one with the Black Mercy and Mongol.
Yeah. I love that story.
Superman gives up his greatest heart's desire
Yeah,
To save.
to save Wonder Woman and Batman.
that's tough.
And Robin.
Yeah, and Jason Todd Robin is in that book.
The best Robin.
Shit.
And Superman says, "Thanks for the offer, but I'm afraid I have to decline."
Give it a girl, man. Just send her over.
And we see the aliens, the bad guys sent an invasion force to Earth. And he's telling Superman, your things are unbreakable. You can't get out of them. They were
Yeah, they
forged under the pressure of an inverted black hole.
and they're meant to
A bunch of nonsense.
They're meant to drag stars across
Basically,
the universe.
Yeah.
They're unbreakable, and then we see Superman break them.
You're like, who said that? They're not a word Superman knows.
Yeah, he asks, "Do you know what unbreakable means?" And Superman breaks with him. Things says, "No, sir, I do not."
That just so discouraging. Like, yeah, I got this man down. He ain't going nowhere. Then he just easily just paperweight.
Right. And with the guy, we figure out the guy's motivations. He's bored, so that's why he decided to take control of the universe. This evil guy.
Mm-hmm.
and he created his Robotians. That's the name of the alien robots.
That's cute.
Robotians.
I got these Robotians, man. They so terrifying.
And he's like, it's stronger than you, faster than you, smarter than you. It can stop you, Superman. And Superman goes, no, sir, it cannot.
He turns that thing into dust, guys.
And these robots are bad. They like beating up Swamp Thing,
And Swamp
Martian
Manhunter, Wonder Woman, Flash. It caught the Flash somehow.
Let me get this out of the way.
I didn't like it.
I hate how they just step on my boy Green Martian.
Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
You don't even know his name.
Yeah,
You don't feel too strongly about him.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just continue. Sorry.
There's also like somebody didn't really like this. Everybody else is just getting stomped by this robot, and like Superman, like y'all nothing to me.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Like don't crap on other characters to.
He's Superman.
I mean, yeah, but everybody okay, but like you don't have to crap on other superheroes.
I mean, it did give reasons. They adapt to everything.
I mean, yeah, but like,
how can you adapt to unlimited power? Just saying.
Yeah, but like I don't feel like there's better ways to represent Superman as a.
We see like equals of Superman get beaten by the Robotians. Though we see Shazam, like Captain Marvel, Shazam, and we see Supergirl get beat by these things. But
Superman just comes in and like
and Superman beats hundreds of them.
Yeah, so like to me, they didn't have to show the other heroes just getting stomped out by these things, and Superman just taking on like a one-man army. It's like I don't like when they do that.
Yeah,
with any franchise.
I'll agree with you on this one, Jay. Because
I'm right. You know.
I don't like if you're gonna make a character cool, you shouldn't do it at the expense of other characters,
especially good characters. Like
it should make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like, we try to make this new bad guy cool, so let's have him beat up Galactus in one punch.
Especially the previous chapter, how it showed a flashback how Superman was getting almost beat by the Flash in speed, but this robot just easily catches Flash and not Superman. So it's kind of like forced. I feel like that was just.
I mean, to be fair, a guy with an ice gun can catch Flash.
And
hey, according to the Suicide Squad game, Harley Quinn
can kill Superman.
So hey,
and the Flash and
Batman,
Green Lantern, and Batman.
The best game ever. Best game.
Truly a work of modern art.
You always have to end on my best joke.
Anyway, back to the book. The guy's explaining why he took the girl. We finally get an explanation. Yeah. He goes, I needed something. He's like, why are you here, Superman? You're supposed to be on Earth dying with everyone else. You're not supposed to be here. I took the girl because no one would want her. Like, she's a nobody. I took her for that reason. I needed an Earthling to examine, to understand, to calibrate my weapons. So he took a human being that no one would miss. And yet Superman came after her.
Yeah, I think that says a lot. Like, no life is not worth saving.
Life is precious.
Yeah, the guy says no one cares about her. She's worthless. And Superman goes, no, sir, she is not.
Does it ever show what he looks like?
The bad guy?
Yeah.
No.
It just shows they beat him.
And Superman beats him.
He killed him, evidently.
No, Superman don't kill. He wouldn't have killed him.
The ship is literally smoke.
He saved him first. And then he blew the ship up.
Yeah.
But anyway, Batman gets away from the wreckage. Apparently, when Superman beats the bad guy, it's like Phantom Menace, where all the droids shut down.
Cool.
And all the robots are destroyed.
It's kind of crazy how this is I know this is a Superman book, but Batman, a human, is alive. Even though these robots, they would beat up Green Lantern, Shazam.
They say they're beating up some heavy hitters. Batman only came out with a couple scratches.
I mean, he got tore up. I mean, he got messed up, but it's like at the same time, it's like how he's alive. I think that it showed him out for Batman in this part too. Just more respect for the man.
Yeah. Well, Tom King is writing Batman at the moment when he wrote this, so, and it's not a good Batman. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh no, Europeans. And,
it's not good. It's lame. If you want to read the whole comic book, this is Bat and Cat for 20 pages, where that's the only word spoken. Have fun with it. Okay. that's also the one where, I mean, you had Selena Kyle want to marry Bruce, and then she dips.
We do a lot of shit talking on this show, guys.
So
we flame a lot of authors on
if you want to see a fake marriage plot and you want to see Alfred die, we'll go read Tom King's run, which he was fired off the book from, by the way, because it was that bad.
The old bastard needed to die.
Batman by Tom King was being outsold by the Hulk.
The Hulk is the dope. The Hulk is dope.
That's how bad people didn't like. That's how bad people didn't like Tom King's Batman.
Yeah, but Hulk is Hulk.
Yeah, but if we're talking about numbers wise, Batman always outsells everybody. So to see that Batman is being outsold by someone like the Hulk, who is usually not getting very good numbers, says something. It was being outsold by one of the great, probably my favorite Hulk run of all time, Immortal Hulk.
Oh yeah.
So to be fair, Immortal Hulk is beautiful. Immortal Hulk is it's amazing.
It's hard to critique that book. It's a good one.
Immortal Hulk is great, and we will do it on the show one day.
We have to.
Superman eventually saves the girl. And he puts her in a little spacesuit. And she goes, "Is it safe? Am I going to get hurt?" And he goes, "No, it's not safe. And no, you're not going to get hurt.
I promise.
I'll take care of you."
Another promise.
And then we get to my favorite sequence of the book, and that's just this little girl asking Superman questions.
But like how little kids just be.
Yes. They're constantly asking questions. She's constantly asking him questions. The first question is, "How do you fly?" And he explains, well, I get my superpowers from the sun. And she goes, "The sun makes you fly?" He goes, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, something makes you go. Are you like an airplane?" He goes, "No." She's like, "Well, in physics, something has to push off."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Look, it's complicated." He cuts her off. Look, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Don't ask these questions. I'm going to leave you here in space to die, little girl. I'll say, "Oh, she was dead when I showed up. I'm sorry."
All that work.
Dang. I tried.
Yeah, I tried, I dropped her.
And we see him show up to the alien he was supposedly had killed by Darkseid, and he didn't kill him.
Nope.
And he embraces him, and Alice is like, "Hey, why are we stopping here?"
I kind of saw that coming, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I knew Superman would have pulled something over on Darkseid. I mean, he's not gonna kill somebody for Darkseid.
He still lied to Darkseid, though.
Yeah, so he broke his vow by lying.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not as bad as killing somebody.
I mean, he lied to Darkseid. I mean,
there's
Darkseid.
I know what I'm saying. All the people too lied to. I mean, Darkseid really, it's not really
Darkseid is pure evil.
Instead of killing the alien, he found a cure for the alien's disease. And she's like, "How'd you?" And she's like, "Was that hard?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "How'd you do it?" Because he needed it.
I did it because it had to be done.
It had to be done.
I'm Soups. Gotta have it.
And then she asks a fun question. She's like, "Okay, if you and Batman fought, who would win?" And he goes, "The Joker." He's like, "No, I'm being serious. Who would win?" And he goes, "Batman."
I don't know, man.
And he goes, "For real? For real?" And she's like, "But you have superpowers, so you would win." And he goes, "Nope, he would win." And he's like, How would he win?" And she goes, "I'd let him."
I mean, but we all know it's like if Superman kind of drags that fight out too much. It gives Batman some problems. Batman gonna come back with a vengeance. I'm just
put respect on my boy Batman's name.
Oh man,
we did come watch our video on Dark Knight Returns if you want to see what Batman and Superman fight would be.
It's not really what y'all think. Superman just gonna come in and just one tap him. No,
right.
No,
there's a lot of extenuating factors though in that fight.
Yeah.
I digress.
I'm not gonna get myself started on that.
They run into Galactus, basically.
A space pirate.
And Superman beats him up.
Okay.
Yeah, he just flies right through his face.
Then Alice asks him an interesting question at the space diner. They're eating like worm burgers. And she asks him a question. She says, "Do you believe in God?" And he goes, "My mom and pa do. I went to church a lot with them growing up." And she's like, "Is that a yes or no?" And he says, "Mom and pa have faith that there's a God, and I have faith in them."
Yeah, so it's kind of he do, but he probably. I mean, all the people, God-like people, Superman have seen and fought. It's kind of like that probably would be a tough question for him. Like he really fight.
But basically, he says, "I believe that there's something greater than I am."
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know what that is, but I believe there is something out there.
Yeah, it has to be.
She asks, "Who's your favorite Robin?" And he's like, "I like them all." She's like, "Come on." He goes, "The first one."
He's a friend of mine.
Dick Grayson's my favorite.
He
didn't reveal his identity, luckily, but
he is my favorite as well.
Dude, bro, he told me to tell
this little girl's telling everyone my name.
Dick is Robin.
I have to assassinate her.
You gotta sight with the girls. You gotta
Oh wow.
Sorry, Soups.
I know he probably got some like mind wiping serum, probably knowing Batman.
It'd be like in the original. It's be like in the Superman movie where he kisses Lois Lane and makes her forget that he's Superman.
Yeah,
he has amnesia kisses.
Dang, he got that powerful of a kiss, huh? Kiss you so good, lose your memory.
She asks, "Did you really make Lex Luthor bald?" And he goes, "That's what he thinks." And she goes, "Is that why he hates you?" He says he hates me because I show the world the limitations of humanity. She's like, "But it's probably the bald thing, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Is Mr. Terrific smarter than Batman?" And he goes, "He says he's not." He says, "Do you believe him?" And he says, "I do not." And that's bullshit. Batman's smarter than Mr. Terrific. Come on now.
Mr. Terrific pretty smart, man.
Oh, no,
you can't downplay Mr. Terrific,
boy.
I'm not downplaying it.
I know, but
I'm saying Batman is smarter.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's compare books, okay? What Mr. Terrific has how many books where he outsmarts Batman? Batman has how many books where he outsmarts everyone?
Well, I haven't really
outplanning people is different. Just
that's smarter.
Outright intelligence.
That's
you can be a better strategist and still not be smarter than somebody. Like he's
intelligence.
Like off of just raw
there's an argument that Lex Luthor is the most intelligent human being on the planet, and that makes Batman second most intelligent.
Oh no!
I mean that's an argument.
I mean, I personally...
Yeah, according to Jeff Johns, Batman's the second smartest character in DC Comics, and that's a canon event.
I think that's an interesting... interesting.
Was the first?
Yep.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
I think that's more interesting.
Batman has yet to prove Lex Luthor guilty of anything.
True.
You know what? That is a fair point.
I'm just saying, as far as the whole Justice League can't put one man behind bars. They beat Darkseid, they beat everybody else. But when it comes to Lex Luthor, this nigga run for president. I mean, it's weird. It's kind of crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I can see it. But I don't know. I still want to say Batman.
The thing is, America voted for Lex Luthor.
He was a good... And they voted for Donald Trump, too. I mean.
Yeah.
anyway, and she asked him, "Were you ever scared?" And he goes, "When were you the most scared?" He goes, "There was a woman that I wanted to ask out." And she goes, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "I asked her out." She's like, "What'd she say?" She said, "Yes." And she said, "Did you tell her you were scared?" He goes, "I didn't have to tell her. She knew."
Yeah, it's kind of new.
Lois reads them like a book. I feel like.
Yeah. She knows her man, dude.
Yeah. That's her man.
That is her man.
And he gets her home to Earth, and I'm hoping he doesn't take her back to Gotham, because Gotham sucks.
Yeah. Hey, let's go to a shop this
Welcome back to Gotham.
Where your friends died.
Where all your foster siblings have been murdered.
Yeah, because somebody wanted to run tests on you. But Batman will save you this time, I promise.
I was like, I know I wasn't there that time. I'm not going to be there next time either.
He just want to be a Robin.
He makes her a Robin. He's like, "You're an orphan."
Hey, that's right. That's my Robin. That's up. Now go be a distraction for the bullets.
Now go get killed by the Joker.
Yeah, there you go.
It was with an explosion, actually, not a crowbar.
The crowbar, the crowbar helped in the succession of the explosion.
Boom! Jason Todd did.
Yep.
Rip.
She asked, "Is it going to be okay?" And he goes, "This is a good place. These are good people. You'll find a good home. If you ever need me, just talk. I'll hear you and I'll come."
Needs to bring that shit over.
I'd be calling Superman all the time.
Oh yeah.
He'd be getting tired of me.
Superman, can you pass me my beer?
And he goes, "Any more questions?" And he's like, "Do you think there'll be more?" And he's like, "You always surprise me."
I mean, you gotta think of how many questions she probably adds to do from like one part of the universe to all the way back to Earth.
Yeah, and she does ask him one more question. She goes, "Why did you... I was going to ask you, why did you come to save me? When you had all this stuff on Earth you could be doing." And he goes, "But I'm not going to ask that question because it's a stupid question and I already know the answer." And he goes, "You do?" She goes, "Yeah, it's not like hard. It's just, you're Superman."
You're Superman.
And that's the end of the book.
Yay!
That's the end of the story. I love this book. I think it's really something special. I think it shows who Superman is in a really fantastic way. Yes, it cuts a lot in between.
That's really my only big red flag of it. Like that's my only really red flag. But I mean, I do know they showing Superman's always going to fight through whatever obstacles in his way. They basically, they're defining who Superman is, the kind of hero, kind of person he is. So I mean, it's good and it's a decent comic book. I like it, but I don't like this whole skipping around. Like 1 minute he's boxing, then he's knocked out in space, then he's racing Flash, and
World War II.
Then what I'm saying, like to me, like a lot of the different sceneries at this spontaneous points, I didn't like.
I still don't understand.
You like a more linear story.
Yeah, I like linear story. Like I read it, it don't waver or nothing.
I still don't understand the World War II. Like
he went back in time. There's a wormhole he flew into, and it
knocked him off course.
Yeah. Spaceship.
Yeah, spaceship. There you go.
But yeah, I really like this book. I think everyone should read it. If you don't have a copy, go pick up a copy of Superman Up in the Sky. You can get it cheap. No one bought this book when it came out, so there's plenty of them. Well, yeah, that's our episode for today. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more content. Like I said before in the previous videos, we know this isn't a good setup, and the quality isn't what we would like it to be.
Yeah,
we're working on it, and if you stay with us and give us any feedback at all in the comments,
give us tips.
Yes,
we could always use improvement, guys.
If y'all want to go over certain comic books and let us
Yeah, if you have
Give us
recommendations,
suggestions.
please. Email is linked to our channel. Shoot us an email. Give us anything at all. We appreciate any and all feedback.
Even negative,
Especially negative. Especially negative. We want to know.
And guys, this won't be our only channel. We'll have other channels.
Well, we'll have other shows.
Yes, we'll have other shows. Sorry.
This will be the one channel, but we'll have other shows. We're going to do a topic show where we take a topic and we just talk and debate over it. Like, I don't know, like, what's the power scaling of Superman, or who do we think is
why does
the
Dragon
best
Ball suck ass?
Who do we think is the best Batman writer? Why does Dragon Ball suck ass?
It don't suck ass. Berserk suck ass. The manga.
Hey, let's say. Whoa!
I want to call for me. Let's go.
Oh no!
Stay tuned. You'll see more of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all sitting through this with us, and see y'all next week. All right, see ya.
See ya.